Hey there. Today I'm going to talk about this homemade 16-string lyre that I just completed. I'm going to begin with the demo, but if you want to hear more facts about the build, hang around after the demo's finished. So now I'll talk about how I made this thing. My starting point was the frame of the instrument, which I made from a 12x2 piece of pine from my mother-in-law's barn. Now the pine had some surface damage and it was slightly cupped, so I planed about 1/8 of an inch off of each face using my router jig. Next, I sketched an outline of the instrument onto the board. Added some curvature to the top to avoid a large knot hole. I wasn't worried about the aesthetics, only the structural integrity. Next, I cut out the shape of the instrument and the top and bottom areas with a jigsaw. The bottom open area will form the sound box of the instrument. For the top and back, I used 1/8 inch thick cherry. I traced the instrument onto both and then cut them out conservatively with a jigsaw. I cut a sound hole and glued the top onto the frame. And then I used a flush router bit to make the edges of the top flush with the sides. Now 16 strings puts a fair amount of pressure on the soundboard here. I rejected the idea of using a sound post because those work well for bowed instruments but not so well for plucked instruments. So I decided to go with an X brace on the top. I'm hoping to keep the break angle of the strings over the bridge fairly low, and this coupled with the X brace will prevent, hopefully, the top from caving in. We'll see. Next step was to glue the bottom on and route it flush using the same technique I used for the top, and then drill holes. So I drilled holes for the tuners at the top of the instrument, and then for the string anchors at the bottom of the instrument. On the back side, I drilled into the string anchor holes with a slightly larger bit partway through the instrument. This allows the ball ends of the strings to sit inside the instrument body and not scratch the surface of anything the instrument might be lying on. Now at this point, just a ton of sanding to be done. Next step, I made a walnut bridge and rosette and finished the instruments with 3 coats of gel top coat and then strung it up. So I found this string kit on Amazon for about 15 bucks. It included the strings, the zither pins, the ferrules, and also a tuning wrench. So that was a pretty good deal. So here's a picture of the final product. And that's the story of my 16-string lyre. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks as always for watching. I'll see you next time.